Local Ukrainians react to new sanctions announced by President Biden.
And how the pain at the pump with rising gas prices impacts rideshare drivers.
Drop the bag. Drop the bag.
Plus, a new video of a man charging at an El Cajon police officer with a baseball bat.
We've learned we can't solve big problems like climate change situationally with short-term thinking.
And Governor Gavin Newsom delivers his State of the State address.
Big Bear Eagles Jackie and Shadow celebrate their new chick.
And from heart failure to a championship cha-cha.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now.
President Joe Biden is levying new sanctions against Russia, which experts say could drive the price of gas even higher. Good evening, I'm Jesse Pagan.
And I'm Kirsten Holmes. Carlo and Marcella are off. Now, this morning, the president said he will ban all Russian oil imports into the U.S. The move comes as Russia continues to carry out attacks on Ukraine, killing civilians.
CBS 8's Shannon Handy talks with Ukrainians in San Diego about the ongoing conflict.
The House of Ukraine here in Balboa Park has been a place for local Ukrainians to gather daily. They're paying close attention to what's happening in their home country, including this new sanction, which they say is appreciated, yet they worry if it's enough to stop Russia.
People sometimes come here just to give us a hug and tell them how much they support us.
For Nina Kay, that support has been crucial. The Ukrainian native still has family there, including her 63-year-old brother who refuses to flee.
He said, I'm going to protect my land, my freedom, my house.
Like many Ukrainians, Kay has been paying close attention to the conflict, including how the United States is responding.
This is a step that we're taking to inflict further pain on Putin.
Just this morning, President Biden announced his latest sanction, a ban on imports of Russian oil.
It's not going to bring lives that we already lost in Ukraine. It's not. But at least it will make Russian people think that Putin is destroying their country too.
But will it stop the war? Kay isn't sure. Neither is Mykola Pavlychenkov, who lives in Carmel Valley and has family there as well.
I do not think that this will have an immediate impact.
Still, he says oil-related sanctions are critical, especially for Russia, which relies so heavily on the industry. As for its impact here, he says while gas prices are at a record high, he doesn't mind the increase and hopes others feel the same.
Gas prices going up, and the trade-off is like people's life. Every day there are like dozens and dozens of people dying, kids dying.
Aside from the sanctions, some have suggested a no-fly zone, which NATO has so far rejected.
Everybody's afraid if they do it, all of a sudden they are part or taking part in the war, as if they weren't already.
Meanwhile, on the local level, donations have been pouring in. While that may not put an end to this conflict, at least for now it helps those who are in the middle of it.
I'm devastated, crushed, watching sorrow that Putin brought on my country.
The House of Ukraine is one of several places in San Diego collecting donations. Among other things, they're looking for diapers and first aid kits. They're open daily from 10 to 4.
And gas prices have jumped again. The average for a gallon of regular unleaded in San Diego County tonight is now $5.48 per gallon.
These record-setting gas prices are especially crushing to rideshare drivers, many now wondering if the job is even worth it anymore. CBS 8's Heather Hogue talked to frustrated drivers about how it's impacting them.
Yes, the drivers we talked to said they are beyond frustrated. They were already struggling trying to make ends meet, and now with the task of having to fill up their gas tank, what they need to do for their jobs is becoming more worrisome.
Oh, we spent a fortune on gas. Pretty much today, this morning, my bill was $100.
Luxury limo service and Uber driver Joseph Zatarain says no one feels the pain at the pump more than rideshare drivers.
You know, you can't even do the long rides anymore. It's too expensive for us.
Many of the drivers parked in the San Diego airport cell phone lot say their jobs are not sustainable on top of San Diego's cost of living.
For me, it's hard because I've been working for Uber for 7 years, and now with the gas prices so high, I don't see how we're going to leave because we depend on the gas.
63-year-old Uber driver Alberto Gazio says he's seen a drop in ridership recently.
Because the gas price is so high, people don't call Uber like before, and a lot of Uber drivers, they quit because they cannot survive with this gas price now.
The price of gas shot up to $5.48 per gallon in San Diego, and that's a 10-cent jump from yesterday.
The increase in prices is not over. We will likely continue seeing the average price go up.
A statement from Uber says, in part, we know higher prices at the pump can be a challenge, which is why we recently launched a new feature that helps drivers save up to 25 cents per gallon through cashback with Get Upside. Lyft also offers drivers the same discount option, saying in a statement, we care deeply about the driver experience, and we've taken concrete steps to help, like our Get Upside partnership and the Lyft Direct Cashback debit card designed to directly save drivers money at the pump. One Lyft driver says a few of his fellow rideshare friends just quit.
This morning I texted them, they were like, oh, I'm not coming out because it's too expensive.
He is hoping lawmakers take away the gas tax.
It's not much, but at least we can get by with it.
And since prices are staying about the same for Uber and Lyft customers, drivers suggest one way that they can help with the added cost to them is to make sure that they tip. Heather Hope, CBS 8.
Meanwhile, tens of thousands of grocery workers across Southern California could soon vote to go on strike. A contract for workers employed at chains including Vons, Ralph's, and Albertsons expired on Sunday. Now, that's also when the latest round of negotiations ended with no deal. Workers are asking for better pay. The union representing them has made it clear that they will not go months without a new contract.
Governor Gavin Newsom is urging California to look ahead when it comes to solving high gas prices and a leader in the fight against climate change. In his State of the State speech that just wrapped up, the governor laid out one plan to help relieve the pain we're all feeling.
In January, we proposed a pause to the gas tax increase. Now it's clear we have to go farther. And that's why, working with legislative leadership, I'll be submitting proposal to put money back in the pockets of Californians to address rising gas prices.
We will have much more on that, including how the governor plans to do that, and what he's saying about California's role as a clean energy leader, and how else the state has to move ahead, coming up in our next half hour. We're seeing new video of a violent attack on an El Cajon police officer with a baseball bat. It happened outside the Parkway Plaza Walmart last Friday.
Drop the bat. Drop the bat. Drop the bat.
Police say 26-year-old Julian Kirko faces attempted murder charges after attacking the officer, as you just saw right there. He was able to defend himself and restrain Kirko until backup got there. This all started as a call of a man with a bat stealing and threatening people at the store. According to police, Kirko has a history of violent crimes dating back 8 years, which includes assaulting police officers. He's still in the county jail and will be arraigned tomorrow. The officer who was attacked has since returned to full duty. Hate crimes were up last year, nearly 77% in the city of San Diego, and that spike is a part of a 13% overall increase in crime in the city.
CBS 8's David Goffredson takes a closer look at the numbers presented this afternoon to the San Diego City Council.
Our overall crime was up 13% across the city in 2021.
The headline on crime in San Diego for 2021 is a dramatic increase in hate crimes, announced Tuesday by Police Chief David Nisleit.
I don't think we're still getting all of our hate crimes reported. The importance of that is we need to make certain that we are reporting all hate crimes, even hate incidents.
A nearly 77% increase last year, targeting victims mainly for their ethnicity or sexual orientation.
The reality is that homophobia is still impacting us, from microaggressions all the way up to hate crimes described in this report.
The police chief says the city continues to see crimes involving gangs and ghost guns, with 24% of the guns seized by officers having no serial numbers.
This past Sunday, late afternoon, we had a shooting over at the Paradise Valley Rec Center where a ghost gun was found.
The chief says his department currently is 120 officers short of its budgeted strength, and he is working on changing staffing policies to make sure officers are deployed where needed.
Having what we call a field lieutenant in the field allows us to be fluid and move staffing around to areas of the city that are seeing increases in crime.
Still, the chief says San Diego is safe when compared to other major cities. This slide compares San Diego's homicide rate to the rate in high crime cities like Los Angeles and Houston. Toward the end of the presentation, the San Diego City Council president said throwing more money at the police department is not the solution.
There were no budget cuts to police spending in fiscal year 21-22. In fact, the police budget increased by millions. In other words, there's no reason to believe that increasing spending on policing will solve this by itself.
David Gofferson reporting for us. The only major crime category that went down in San Diego was robbery, with about a 10% decrease.